Hello grade 8, most especially sa ating problem sender all the way from Samar. Okay, this video is especially made for you and for other grade 8 students who are having difficulty in adding rational expressions. Okay, so ito ang ating rational expressions, 2x minus 1 all over 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Plus 2 over 3x plus 3. So, nakikita ninyo na ang denominators ay magkaiba. So, kagaya rin noong nasa elementary tayo, hindi natin basta-basta pwedeng i-add ang dalawang fractions kapag magkaiba ang denominators. Ang tawag sa dalawang fractions na magkaiba ang denominators ay dissimilar fractions. So, anong ginagawa natin noong elementary? Hinahanap natin ang LCD o ang least common multiple ng denominators. Tapos, i-rewrite natin yung given fractions into their equivalent fraction having that LCD as their common denominator. Pag naging common na yung denominator ng dalawang fractions, pwede mo nang i-add ang numerators. So, ganun din dito sa grade 8, adding rational expressions. So, una, hahanapin muna ang LCD ng 2x squared plus 5x plus 3 at ang 3x plus 3. Okay, paano ba yung process ng pagkuha ng least common denominator? Kailangan i-factorize mo ang iyong denominators into their prime factors. Ano bang prime factors? Prime factors, ito yung factors ng given expression na infactorable na. That means wala nang ibang factor aside from the expression and 1. Parang prime number. Paano mo masasabing ang number ay prime? Ang number ay prime kapag meron siyang factors na 1 and itself only. So, ganun din sa polynomial expression. Pag fina-factorize mo ang polynomial expression into its prime factors, para mong fina-factorize into prime numbers. So, infactorable na dapat yung ibibigay mong factors niya. Para masabing na gawa mo ang factorization into prime factors. Okay. So, gagamitin mo ulit ang skill mo sa factoring. So, make sure alam mo pa rin yung mga factoring techniques na nauna mong napag-aralan. So, dito tayo sa first denominator, it's 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. So, this is a trinomial expression. Paano ba mag-factorize ng trinomial expression? Of course, i-inspect mo muna kung merong common monomial factor ang 3 terms. So, you have 2, 5, and 3. Walang common monomial factor. Next, is it a perfect square trinomial? Obviously, hindi. Dito pa lang sa leading coefficient ng expression, 2, malalaman mo na hindi ito perfect square trinomial because 2 is not a perfect square number. Kasi ang perfect square trinomial, dapat yung leading coefficient at yung constant are both squares, perfect squares. Ito rin, 3 is not a perfect square. So, ibig sabihin, mag-factorize ka ng trinomial using the trial and error method. Sometimes it's called the cross multiplication method. So, paano mag-factorize ng trinomial using the cross multiplication method? So, we have 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Split up mo into factors ang first term ng trinomial mo. So, 2x and x, or x and 2x, okay lang na mag-interchange yan. Then, split up mo din into factors ang iyong constant term. So, you have positive 3. If you have positive 3 as a product, you have two options pag ibibigay mo ang kanyang factor pair. Both positive or both negative. Pag minultiply mo ang numbers that are both positive, the product is positive. Pag minultiply mo ang two numbers that are both negative, the product is still positive. So, yun yung options mo pag ibibigay mo ang factors ng positive 3. Iko-question mo yung sarili mo, am I going to give both positive factors or both negative factors? Okay, so iko-consider mo yung sign ng iyong middle term. It's positive. Okay, so pag chinek mo ang sign ng iyong middle term, itong magbibigay sa'yo ng hint kung alin sa two options, both positive or both negative, ang iyong pipiliin. Okay? So, sa cross-multiplication method kasi, kaya cross-multiplication, mamaya magko-cross-multiply ka ng mga sinet up mong factors. Then, after cross-multiplication, i-add up natin yung cross products. The sum should be the same as the middle term of the trinomial expression. Okay? So, kung mag-add up ka later on to validate the middle term of your trinomial, kailangan yung mga ina-add mo should be positive, hindi should be negative. Kasi kung both negative yan, yung factors of positive 3, imumultiply mo by a positive, magkakaroon ka ng dalawang negative cross products later on. Pag inad mo ang dalawang negative cross products, negative ang lalabas na sum. And you're trying to validate positive 5x. So, dapat pinag-iisipan mo kung ano yung ilalagay mong signs ng factors of positive 3. So, it should be positive 3, positive 1, or positive 1, positive 3. So, titignan mo kung saan mo ipupwesto yung 3 at yung 1. Okay, so, what if dito, tapos dyan? Next step is, we cross-multiply. So, x, i-cross-multiply mo sa positive 3. Ang cross product ay positive 3x. Yang 2x, i-cross-multiply mo sa positive 1. Ang result ay positive 2x. Then, add the cross products. The sum is 5x. You should get a sum that is the same as the middle term of your trinomial expression. So, validated. That means tama yung positioning ng 3 and 1 mo kasi in case you write 1 dito instead of 3, tapos dito yung 3, hindi 5x ang makukuha mong sum ng cross products. In case nilagay mong factors of positive 3 ay negative 3 and negative 1, kasi that's your other option kanina. ang makukuha mong cross products ay both negative. Instead of 3x, negative 3x yan. Instead of 2x, negative 2x yan. Pag inad mo, negative 5x ang lalabas na sum. And it's different from what you're trying to validate. It should be positive 5x. Okay? So kung yung lalabas na sum dito is not the same, exactly the same as the middle term of your trinomial expression, ibig sabihin lang may mali ka sa positioning, mali yung napili mong factor pair, or mali yung pagkakaposition mo ng mga signs. So, dapat baguhin mo. That's why this is actually most commonly called trial and error method. So, paano ka bibilis? By instinct. Ibig sabihin, by constant practice, nahuhulaan mo na ng mas mabilis kung saan ka dapat magpwesto, ano yung sign na gagamitin mo. Constant practice ang key dito sa trial and error method para mabilis kang mag-figure out ng factors ng given expression. Okay? So, na-validate na natin ang middle term. So, paano mo bubuuin ang factors ng 2x squared plus 5x plus 3? Ang factors niya ay 2x plus 3, x plus 1. Bakit plus itong mga to? Kasi yun yung sign ng 3 and 1. Yun din yung operation dito. So, na-factorize na natin ang first denominator. Next is you also factorize the second denominator. So, you have 3x plus 3. The most basic factoring technique is the common monomial factor method. So, or the GCF method. So, madali lang ito. They both have 3. Actually, yun yung GCF ng 3x and 3. You factor out 3. Divide each term by the GCF, the greatest common factor. 3x divided by 3 is x. Plus 3 divided by 3 is 1. These are the factors of the second denominator. So, ito na yung prime factors of the two denominators. 2x plus 3 is already prime because you cannot factorize it further. So, infactorable na yan. X plus 1 is also prime factor because it's already infactorable. Ganon din itong 3 at itong x plus 1. Okay? So, na-prime factorize mo na ang mga denominators mo. What's next? Pag na-factorize mo na into primes ang iyong denominators, hahanapin mo na yung least common denominator. Paano ba maghanap ng least common denominator? Kung may makikita kang common factor dun sa factored form ng denominators mo, kunin mo ang isa. So ito, they both have x plus 1 as a factor. So, ang LCD natin ay merong component na isang x plus 1. Paano itong mga remaining factors? I-multiply mo dito. So, we have 3 and we have 2x plus 3. Yan. So, ang LCD mo is actually the product of 3, x plus 1, and 2x plus 3. Ito ang magiging common denominator mo. Okay, so ang reason bakit ginawa mo ang factoring of denominators as your first step, dahil titignan mo kung magkakaroon ng common factor yung expression sa baba. Dahil pag may common factor, yung dalawang expression sa denominator, kukuha ka lang ng isa for your LCD. Tapos, lahat na ng mga walang kapareho, automatic kasali yan sa LCD. So, isusulat mo side by side o naka-multiply to each other yung components ng iyong LCD. Okay? So, may LCD na tayo. It's 3 times x plus 1 times 2x plus 3. Three times x plus 1 plus 2x plus 3. Yan. Ito ang factors niya. Sulat natin. It's 2x plus 3 at x plus 1. Ito naman, 3 times x plus 1. Okay, so, gagawa na tayo ng equivalent fraction of each fraction, the original fraction. So, paano isosolve yung bagong numerators mo? Divide LCD by the original denominator. Then yung quotient, i-multiply mo sa numerator. So let's do that. LCD divided by your original denominator. So makakancel itong 2x plus 3. Makakancel ang x plus 1. Ang quotient ay yung natira, which is 3. I-multiply mo by the original numerator. Okay, let's follow the same process. LCD divided by the original denominator equals quotient times the numerator. So, what's our quotient? Makakancel ang 3, makakancel ang x plus 1, ang matitira 2x plus 3, this is your quotient. I-multiply mo ang quotient by the original numerator. Next, i-simplify mo yung numerators mo by getting rid of the parentheses. So, use the distributive property of multiplication. So, let's distribute 3. Pwede na nating isulat yan as a single fraction na ang denominator ay ang LCD mo. So, it's 3 times x plus 1 times 2x plus 3. Yan. So, 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. You distribute 2 to your binomial. So, plus, ito yan, plus 2 times 2x is 4x, positive 4x. 2 times positive 3 is positive 6. Next, simplify further your numerator by combining like terms. Ito, like terms ito, 6x and positive 4x is 10x. Negative 3 plus 6 is positive 3. All over 3 times x plus 1 times 2x plus 3. Okay. If possible, simplify your answer. So, parang nung elementary, after adding or subtracting, i-check mo yung nakuha mong sum or difference kung reducible to lowest term. So, ganun din sa adding, subtracting rational expressions. I-check mo kung yung nakuha mong sum ay pwede pang i-reduce. Nung elementary, pwedeng i-reduce yung answer na fraction kapag may common factor ang numerator at denominator na pwedeng i-cancel out. So, i-check natin, ang 10x plus 3 ba ay pwede mo pang i-factorize? Obviously, hindi na. Infactorable na ang 10x plus 3. Hindi rin siya po pwede dun sa pinaka-basic na factoring technique na GCF method. Kasi, tignan ninyo yung 10 and 3. Actually, they're relatively prime. Walang common factor except for 1. So, hindi pwede ang GCF method dito. And the other factoring techniques, hindi na rin pwede. So, ito na yung final answer mo. Okay? So, itong final answer mo, okay na ito na nakasulat side by side yung factors ng LCD mo. So, depende na lang ito sa teacher mo kung i-require ka niya na sa final answer, i-expand mo pa yung denominator mo. Kasi may mga teachers na ganun eh. So, kung ano yung instruction ng teacher mo, i-follow mo. Pero, ang usual practice ay hayaan mo na naka-factorize yung denominator. Susulat mo na lang na ganyan. Kasi impractical na yung expanding, lalo na kung ang components ng nakuha mong LCD ay maraming expressions na naka-multiply to each other. So, uubos ng oras pag ganon. So, in this case, manageable pa namang i-expand. So, kung ipapa-expand ng teacher mo yan, expand mo para itama niya yung sagot mo. Okay? So, bumabalik ka lang sa basic, yung adding dissimilar fractions mo noong elementary. Pag magkaiba ang denominators ng ina-add mong fractions, hahanapin mo muna ang least common denominator. Pag nahanap mo ang least common denominator, yun ang magiging common denominator. So, i-rewrite mo yung original fractions mo into their equivalent fraction. Siyempre, yung numerator mo magbabago kasi nagbago na yung denominator dito sa step na to. So, paano hanapin yung bagong numerator? LCD divided by original denominator times the numerator. Yan. Pagkatapos, i-simplify mo yung fraction, ay yung numerator ng fraction, hanggang sa makuha mo yung final answer mo in simplest form. So, very similar sa elementary. Ang nag-level up lang ay yung pagkuha ng LCD kasi involved na ang expressions, ang variables. So, kailangan balikan mo yung mga factoring techniques mo, paano mag-simplify ng rational expressions, pag naka-encounter ka ng final answer na reducible pa. Factorable pa yung numerator at denominator. Kasi kung factorable at nagkataon may factor yung numerator na same as any of one of the components of the denominator, masisimplify pa yun eh. May maka-cancel pa. Okay? So, this is all for this problem. If you have questions, use the comment box or i-message nyo ako sa aking inbox. Please don't forget, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Tutor Marife MCP. So sa taga-Samar na nag-send ng problem na ito, I hope makatulong ito sa pag-intindi mo sa topic na ito. Thank you.